Ooh, look at that. That's sharp, baby. You ever seen one of these? It's called a STROP, S-T-R-O-P. Now, I've heard of them before, I've seen them before, but I never had one, I never used one before, and I feel like I'm very late to the game with this one. For years, I used my Lansky sharpening system sharpener, which, man, I've had this thing 30 years, I guess, and it's got 5 stones in there and a clamp, and this is a whole other video all by itself, which I'd love to do if you guys are interested, let me know. But you would just clamp my knife in here and just go back and forth with the coarsest stone all the way down to the finest stone, and at the end you have this like beautiful, beautiful blade. It's very therapeutic, relaxing if you're into such things. But you do while you're watching a show or listening to some music or just trying to not think about the craziness in the world around you. But it's been it's never failed me. It's been a great service for me for a lot of years. I recently took a course out at the Pathfinder School, at Dave Canterbury's Pathfinder School, and one of the things on the required gear list was a STROP. So I looked up a whole bunch of different ones, and this was maybe about, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks, which was very pricey compared to the other ones, but a lot of the guys who were instructors there had recommended this, and I didn't get it from the Pathfinder shop, so it wasn't like they were making money off of it. It was just, a pro's recommendation. Not that the sharpening stones are not important. They serve a purpose, but instead of having to spend all that time, because sharpening a blade, especially if you get a nick or a chip or something, and you got to reface it, or you got to change the angle of the edge on your blade, it takes a while. It does take quite a while. Whereas this, minute or two, and what it does to a blade, so long as it's not chipped and not all banged up, is pretty amazing. So either you're going to be going out in the field for the day, or you found yourself using your knife a lot that day. You go home and take a couple minutes with this thing, and it brings the life right back to your knife. Did that just rhyme? Stick around. What's up, warriors? This is Kyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training, here to share with you some warrior skills and drills that anyone can learn and everyone should know. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and thanks for stopping by. If you already follow us on social media and that's how you found your way over to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button and the little thing where it says all notifications, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops, and you get all sorts of cool content from here as well. Alright, so basically what this is, it's a piece of leather wrapped around a piece of wood. And now I've seen in barbershops, like the old school barbershops, where they have like that leather strap, and they're using the back of the strap back and forth with their razor or whatever it is, and all of a sudden like it'll shave the hair right off your skin. Well, this combined with some polishing wax, and there's a couple different kinds of this. I went with the green one. There's a white one, a green one, a brown one. The green one sounds like it's the smoother of the two. The white one is a little bit of the coarser of the two. Either one would serve its purpose, as I learned recently. This thing, oh my God! I'm like, I want to hit myself for not bad Kyoshi, for not knowing about it sooner. So anyway, you take some of this, there's plenty on there. They make liquid versions, which is pretty like just like a clay paste. Almost looks like toothpaste when you see it put on there. I just rub some on, rub it in, try to get it into the fibers of the leather, like the texture of the leather. Simple, right? Put the rest away. So once we got it in there, it doesn't matter which blade you're trying to sharpen or maintain. I guess if you looked at a blade after a lot of use under a microscope, you see these burrs where it kind of like flakes out or forks out, and these little microscopic things you could barely see with the naked eye. And when you're using a strop, you're not pushing your knife across it, you're actually pulling it. And what you're doing is you're kind of flattening those burrs to bring back the edge. Now if you wait too long and your blade is all sorts of jacked up, well then it would probably take a lot more effort, or you might need to sharpen it. But if it's one of those things where like you're cutting and you're like, man, I feel like it's not doing what it's supposed to do, take a few strokes with the strop and it comes back to life. It's not quite sharp enough. If I press, which I don't want to cut myself, but So real simple, you register the edge of the blade. So I'm not just kind of pulling it, and I'm definitely not cutting into the leather because that's how you ruin the thing. But you could almost feel where like it's flat, but you're not on the edge. Almost there, and I could just kind of feel like, oh, almost as if I was about to start cutting in. If I were to push forward, I'd probably be cutting in. So, and all you do is pull back, and I start with like the edge closest to my hand, and as I pull it back, I work my way down to the point. When I go the other way, same thing. From this angle, I could see, all right, there it is, that there's no space between the edge of the blade and the leather. And I just, same thing. Now, the way I learned it was to do like a handful of times pretty hard in each direction, right? So that's 2. Each side. Again, pretty hard, that's 3. Each side. 4. 5. Now, medium hard. Is that a word? 1. And back. 2. And back. 3. And back. 4. You can fast forward through this part if you want. Back. 5. And back. And then gentle. 1. 2. 3, 4, 5. Now, that's with the compound. Flip it over. Now we do the no compound. 1. Now, how long was that? A minute? 2 minutes? What do we got? Jeez Louise. Look at that, man. There it is. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Don't get in my coffee. Gross. Now, I think of how many years I spent sharpening, and like the edge of your blade. The blade itself is it's one of your resources, right? So you don't want to like diminish that. And every time you're sharpening, you're kind of like taking a little bit away. That over time, eventually you're gonna, I'm sure it loses strength and all that stuff. So this thing, in just a couple minutes, again, if you do it regularly, you maintain your edge. Now, check this out. Same thing with my axe. I was using a lot of, we were doing a lot of batoning with the axe. We were doing a lot of like carving with the axe and some heavy work where after a while it was starting to, this is more sharp than like a big felling axe, I think. But man, I was using this plenty of times. Same concept. A little bit easier to see the edge because it's so big. Same thing, you go back and forth, handful of times, pressing down pretty hard. Hey, and again, I'm new to this, so if you have a better way to do it, you have more experience with this than I do, please let me know. What I'm doing is working, but if there's a better way, or I'm doing something that's going to hurt my edge, or my blade, or my strop, let me know. If you got better products out there, I'm all ears, man, because I just bought, whatever had a bunch of good reviews. I saw some other people using the same stuff, which was reassuring, but, just because they all did the same thing I did doesn't mean any one of them is better than the other. So, again, if you have experience with it, I'm still a student too. But man, who would think that leather would sharpen steel? Now, I'm sure if you asked like an expert on this stuff, they would say that's not sharpening, and it's just kind of like maybe like polishing the edge. Again, if I'm using the wrong words, let me know in the comments. I love when you guys do it like in a nice, like when you're kind, respectful, patient, not just with me, but with each other. Because my warriors, man, that's what I'm talking about. I tell people all the time, worldwide, I got warriors. My warrior clan. All right, so I did it a bunch of times back and forth on the polished side, and we just hang it. And you could see the edge get nice and shiny, where it looked kind of jacked up before. And again, if at any point you feel like you're cutting into this thing, I know you're doing that part wrong. I think the biggest challenge in the beginning is just trying to figure out how to feel whether you're like on the flat or the edge without scraping it. So it's right before you feel like you're going to be like cutting up your strop, like hurting the leather, and just pull it along just prior to that. And that's how you register or find or feel the edge of your blade on the strop. You know, I've done this test a lot of times where if you feel like it's kind of scraping don't cut through your nail, don't chop into your nail. But if you feel like when you're sliding it back and forth on your nail, like it's shaving it a little bit or almost turning it like you could see some dust come up or particles of your nail, then it's sharp enough. I was using my Swiss Army knife, and I forget which model this is. I don't know if they still make it. I think they switched it where this tool now is a corkscrew. I forget the number. If you're interested, let me know and I'll look it up and I'll find it for you. Or if you know, just put it in the comments for whoever else is watching. But we were doing a lot of notching. So we built like frame packs and buck saws and a lot of stuff where you had to notch pieces of wood out, like to put them together like those old school Lincoln logs, and then we lashed it together. So again, there was a lot of like cutting with this edge, a little bit of like easy batoning. I didn't want to like, you know, same thing, I like this blade a lot too, so I don't beat the hell out of it. But man, what a difference when I started using the strop. I was using it a lot, used the strop, brought it right back to life. And it's almost like the more you use the strop, the less you have to kind of cut across it with this. The more you use it with the strop, the less you need to use it with the strop, if that makes sense. The less times or the less passes you need to go. Just maintain the edge so that it stays in good working order. And that should be something you do with all your tools, power tools, you know, yard tools. I've let some really good yard tools go to waste because I just didn't take care of them, and by the time I realized how much work it was to bring it back to life, it was probably easier or cheaper to just buy a new one, which is kind of foolish. Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. This is my everyday carry. It's a Emerson Wave technology. It's got the hook on the back, so that when you pull it out of your pocket, what happens is it gets caught on your pocket. It stows in your pocket like a folder, but on deployment, when you pull it out, it gets caught on your I don't have it in my pocket. On your pocket, and it opens like a fixed blade. But it's got a, I don't know, curve to it. So I know that when I've used my Lansky sharpeners in the past, it took a while. It's just like, and it's a weird thing, whereas on here, same thing, you find that spot and you just follow. You find that spot and just follow the edge. Find that spot, follow the edge. Find that spot, follow the edge. Again, the most challenging thing with this was finding like where's the flat part? How do I get it just so that it's the edge of the blade on there and not the side of the blade? And I don't know if I do this every day. I probably use it every other day because I use this all day, all the time. It's my everyday carry. Sits in my pocket. I use it for everything. I don't baby it. I beat it like crazy just because it was not very expensive. I've had it for a lot of years, but I guess in my head I'm like, if I ever had to replace it, I won't go crazy over it. Then we use the flat side. And I could already see the shine, the sheen. There you go. So again, if you have questions about this, definitely ask. Like I said, I'm fairly new to it. So if you have any advice, let me know. And if you have, you see other people on the channel and in the comments have questions and you know the answer, by all means, always help each other out. That's what makes the world go round. We need you got to be the change you want to see in the world around you. So you want people to be helpful to them. You want people to be patient, and so on. So if you made it this far and you like what I'm teaching and preaching, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and like this video. If you're loving it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you got to have it, make sure you hit that bell notification button and the little thing where it says all notifications, and YouTube will let you know when the next video drops. If you're really digging it and you want more, you can find me on all social media platforms at 5 Elements Tactical. That's all I got for now, warriors. So until our paths cross again, pray for the best, prepare for the rest. I'm Kyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training. Thanks for watching.